Welcome to the deep dive. We've got this really interesting set of recent NBA games you sent over.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our plan is to kind of cut through the noise,
Yeah.
get right to the key moments, the big takeaways.
Right. No need for the full play-by-play everywhere, just what matters.
Exactly. So we're looking at, what was it, Lakers Rockets?
Uh-huh. Warriors, Trailblazers, Clippers, Kings, Suns, Spurs, and Thunder versus Jazz.
Quite a mix.
It really is. You've got blowouts, a super tight one, a team breaking a bad streak. It's a great cross-section.
Okay, let's jump right in then. Lakers and Rockets, the score 140 to 109. That's statement.
It really is a commanding win. Our sources are definitely pointing to the Lakers offense just being on another level in that game.
Yeah, relentless is the word used.
Yeah.
What exactly were they doing so well on offense?
Well, it sounds like their pick and roll execution was particularly sharp. They were just consistently generating good looks.
Not just for the guy with the ball either.
No, exactly. The source mentions Luka Doncic having a massive night for the Lakers, 39 points, 8 boards, 7 assists.
Wow.
But they were also kicking it out effectively to shooters. It sounds like Houston just didn't really have an answer defensively.
And this win, it wasn't just another regular season win, was it? Our info says it locked up the number 3 seed for them.
That's right. The number 3 seed in the West, plus the Pacific Division title, which apparently is only the second time they've managed that in, 13 seasons?
Yeah, something like that. So that number 3 seed, how big a deal is that for their playoff run?
Oh, it's huge. It means they likely avoid facing, the absolute top teams, like maybe Denver or Minnesota until later rounds.
Gives them a potentially easier path, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. A smoother path towards the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
And winning the division, that's always good for morale, for bragging rights.
Right. And beyond Doncic's big night, others chipped in too.
Yeah. Austin Reeves apparently had 23 points. LeBron James put up 14 before he sat. So a pretty well-rounded effort.
Okay. Now, on the other side, the Rockets. Sounds like a tough one for them. Missing key players, we hear.
Yeah, that definitely hurts. But, there was a bright spot, Cam Whitmore. He had a career-high 34 points.
Oh, interesting. So even in a blowout loss, you can see individual development.
Absolutely. Shows potential for the future. Even if the result wasn't there on the night, it's a positive takeaway for them, for sure.
Okay, let's shift to the Warriors and the Trailblazers. A different kind of game here. 103 to 86. Much lower scoring.
Totally different feel. Here, the story seems to be Golden State's defense, really, putting the clamps down.
Holding Portland to just 86 points. That's pretty stingy. What was working for their D?
It sounds like they were really focused on limiting dribble penetration, forcing tough outside shots, really contesting everything.
It's not letting them get easy looks inside.
Exactly. And while the source does mention Jimmy Butler leading the Warriors with 24 points,
Right, Butler for the Warriors.
and Steph Curry adding 20 points and 6 assists, the real narrative here feels like that defensive lockdown.
And it probably helped that the Blazers were missing some key scorers too.
Yeah, the source notes that. Playing without your top offensive threats against a defense that's dialed in like that, that's a tough recipe.
Did the source mention any specific tactics? Like were they doubling someone or just playing tight one-on-one?
It doesn't get super specific on individual matchups, but limiting the whole team to 86 suggests it was more of a collective, disciplined effort.
Makes sense.
Probably denying easy paint touches, forcing contested jumpers, especially knowing Portland was shorthanded. They likely keyed in on that.
So this kind of win built on defense, that's got to feel good for the Warriors heading towards the playoffs. Shows versatility.
Absolutely. It proves they don't just have to outscore teams. They can win ugly, grind it out defensively if they need to. That's crucial for playoff success.
Okay, next up, Clippers versus Kings. 101 to 100. Whoa.
Yeah, this is the nail-biter of the bunch. Down to the wire, decided in the final seconds. Classic NBA drama.
What were the key performances here? Our info points to Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers.
Yep, 28 points from Kawhi. And James Harden notched a triple-double, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Big contributions from their stars.
Just what you need in a tight game.
Exactly.
And the flow of the game. Clippers led most of the way, but the Kings made a late charge.
That's the picture painted by the source, yeah. Kings fought back hard at the end. It mentions Zach LaVine hitting 2 big free throws for the Kings.
LaVine for the Kings, okay.
To cut the lead to just 1 point, that really set up a tense finish.
So what happened on that final possession? Kings had the ball down 1.
They did. The source says DeMar DeRozan got a look from three-point range right at the buzzer.
Oh, man.
But it didn't go down. Missed it. Just shows how fine the margins are. A fraction different, and the Kings win.
Unbelievable. A game decided by literally the last shot. Okay, let's pivot to the Suns and Spurs. Phoenix gets the win, 117-98.
Right, and the big headline here seems to be the Suns finally snapping that 8-game losing streak.
Yeah, that had to be weighing on them. What changed? What got them the W this time?
Well, ending a skid like that is always a relief, right? Especially this late in the season, psychologically important.
For sure.
Interestingly, the source highlights Ryan Dunn leading the Suns with 26 points.
Dunn leading them, ahead of Booker.
Yeah, Devin Booker added 18, but Dunn apparently had the high point total. Maybe suggests a more balanced attack from them.
Could be. The source also mentions a slow start, but then a really strong third quarter for Phoenix.
Yeah, that pattern, slow start, dominant third, often points to good halftime adjustments, maybe strategy, maybe just energy and focus.
Right, regrouping at the half.
Whatever it was, it worked. The source doesn't detail the specifics, but a big third quarter usually means clamping down defensively, getting easier looks, or maybe just hitting shots.
And they held on despite a late push from the Spurs.
They did. San Antonio apparently made a run. Julian Champagny had 23 points for them, but the Suns' defense held firm in their home finale. Got that much-needed win.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Okay, last game. Thunder versus Jazz. Another big scoreline. OKC wins 145-111.
Yeah, a real statement win for the Thunder. Just dominant from start to finish, it sounds like.
34 points is a huge margin. What fueled this one?
Aaron Wiggins apparently had a massive game, 35 points, according to the source.
Wiggins. Wow.
Yeah, standout stuff from him. And get this, it was OKC's 31st road win this season. That shows incredible consistency away from home.
That is impressive. And even more so because they did this without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, their top scorer.
Exactly. That's what makes it really stand out, shows their depth. And the source mentions they were on fire from deep, 13 three-pointers just in the first half.
13 threes and a half. Okay, that explains a lot.
Oh, yeah. That kind of shooting just breaks a defense down, stretches the floor, opens everything up. It shows they've got multiple ways to score, even without SGA.
What about the Jazz? Any highlights for them?
Svi Mykhailiuk had a career-high 27 points, which is great for him individually. But clearly, as the final score shows, they just couldn't match OKC's firepower on this night.
Right. So wrapping up, looking across these 5 games, quite the spectrum. Lakers and Thunder pouring in points.
Warriors winning with defense.
That crazy Clippers-Kings finish.
Yeah, the definition of a nail-biter.
And the Suns getting that street buster.
Exactly. And you have to remember the timing. This is all happening right as the regular season winds down. Playoff seeding, momentum. It all matters intensely right now.
For sure. And we saw some big individual nights, too. Players really stepping up.
Absolutely. It just reinforces how, dynamic and unpredictable the league can be. Breakout games, clutch moments.
Yeah, keeps you watching.
It does. And hopefully this deep dive gave everyone listening a good sense of what went down in these key games, the important results, the stories behind the scores.
Yeah, the goal was definitely to give you that solid overview, hit the high points without getting bogged down.
So maybe something to think about then. Considering these results, these performances we just talked about, the blowouts, the close ones, who played well, what potential playoff matchups are looking most interesting to you now? And why? Based on what we just saw, how might these regular season endings hint at the postseason drama to come?
That's a great question to ponder. Lots to think about there.